Hello everybody and welcome to WaveCast, your source for exclusive highlights, recaps, and analysis from across the DHS sports landscape. We're in the midst of playoff season right now, but let's look back to see how our teams fared, wrapping up their regular seasons. The football team was looking to keep their home win streak alive, playing host to the Ridgefield Tigers. The visitors provided a threat to that streak, challenging Darien early on and setting the tone for what would be a close matchup. Under clear skies, the chilly afternoon started off particularly close. Both teams flaunted their renowned defensive, frustrating each other's scoring efforts. The first quarter ended in a 0-0 tie. The game's highest individual scorer broke out early. The Wave's senior kicker, Daley Hebert, broke the stalemate with a field goal a few minutes into the second quarter. He'd go on to notch 7 on the day with 2 field goals and a PAT. After Hebert got the ball rolling, seniors Jay Harrison and Miles Ritter each got rushing touchdowns. The game got even closer as it drew nearer to a close, with Ridgefield bringing the score to 19-14. After a Darien turnover on downs, the Tigers marched downfield, but the Blue Waves' defense was too much for them to handle. Junior Jack Terrell and sophomore Mark Ivanchik both had a sack each, and junior Will Hammernick looked strong in the backfield. The boys in blue edged out Ridgefield in the end, improving to 6-1 overall with the 19-14 victory. They'll be taking on Wilton, Harding, and North Haven to round out the season in a hope for a spot in the state playoffs. Speaking of playoffs, girls volleyball qualified for FCX. Quarterfinals were in the main gym on Monday against Stamford. Darien was unstoppable across the first 2 sets, beating the Knights 25-12 and then 25-14. The regular season efforts that got them to FCX were on display yet again, with sophomore Isabel Taylor and junior Claire Naughton leading the charge. The whole team worked well as a unit and looked solid through the beginning of the game. The Waves saw a bit of a scare in the third set. Stamford stepped up their game and ultimately won the set with a score of 25-19. Something must have changed in the break, though, as Darien surged back in the crucial fourth set, dominating the Knights 25-11. FCX semifinals are up next, where the Wave is going to seek revenge against Staples. Boys cross country already finished FCX last week, putting on a show at Waveney, falling only to Ridgefield. They were up at States on Saturday, looking to take down the reigning champs. The team looked unstoppable, winning the meet. Junior Alex Osberg won the Class L race, bringing the individual title home to Darien. I talked to Alex to ask him how it felt to win that race.
Good. I mean, I didn't want to exert too much energy, but at the same time, I probably did get a little carried away with the pace. But it was fun. It was a good day.
With States and FCX in the rearview mirror, I asked Alex for a preview of what's to come.
So I got the state open this Friday, and I'll be contending against Trevor Hopper, who was going to beat me at FCX, and Christian Alvarado, 2 seniors, and they actually beat me in outdoor track, so it's gonna be intense. We'll see what strategy I use to try and get them, but either way, it's gonna be a very close race.
Congratulations to the team, and good luck to everyone participating in indoor track this winter. Speaking of state champs, girls swimming was away in New Canaan to wrap up their season with a meet against New Canaan. The fans were amped to see the 2 rivals square off in the pool. Darien won most of their races handily, sometimes even taking all 3 top spots in front of the Rams. Lauren Rutledge, Courtney Ferreira, and Maggie Oram all swam well. The final race was a big one for the Wave. Darien knocked down NC on the 400-meter freestyle relay to close out the meet. The team's divers finished 4th, 5th, and 6th on the day. All in all, the Blue Wave racked up 116 points, which led to a triumphant victory over the Rams, who only scored 76. From the pool to the pitch, we'll head on over to the stadium turf to see boys soccer hosting Bassick of Bridgeport. The game started out with a scoreless first half. Darien had possession for the majority of the time, but Bassick's goalie handled every attempt and blanked the Wave through the first 40 minutes. The second half, however, was a different story. The Wave earned a penalty kick early on after a hard tackle in the box. Senior Alex Gunya stepped up and squeaked it past the goalie, breaking the tie and putting Darien on the board. Shortly after, senior Josh Zavallo's free kick from long range bounced in off a redirect by a Bassick defender. A Bassick PK gave them 1 goal, but they fell short to Darien. The Blue Wave came out on top 4-1 at the final whistle, qualifying them for the state tournament. Staying down at the stadium, we'll take a look at field hockey's matchup against Norwalk. The visiting Bears fell behind early on. Darien was scoring from the very beginning of the game. All in all, they had 7 goals on the day, conceding only 2. The Wave still hasn't lost a game against an FCX opponent. Last year's Class L state champs will go on to play in both FCX and states in the coming days. Girls soccer had to wrap up their regular season over on the oval turf. Let's see how they fared against Greenwich. On the Wave's senior day, both teams fought hard, but in the end, neither could find a goal. On Saturday, Darien took on West Hill in FCX quarterfinals and lost a close one, knocking them out of the tournament. Exciting times here in playoff season, but that brings our show to a close. We'll be back on Blue Wave News for our fall season wrap-up. Remember, you can see us on every BWN and Homeroom and on YouTube every week. In the meantime, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at DHS WaveCast and like us on Facebook. On behalf of myself and the entire crew here behind the scenes, thank you for watching, and see you next time.